Hello. In this presentation, I'm going to introduce to you the data set that you work with on this project. I'll basically describe each column of information, which are basically data set that were captured from a survey. This survey involved employees of a particular company, and they were asked series of questions, and I'm going to go over these questions and see how the data is being captured. Your goal in this question is to identify the data types and the measurement scale assigned to each of these responses. The first question was asked regards to the employee's ID. So the employees were given a 3-coded letter values, and this is the employee's ID, personal identification number. The second question deals with whether the employee works as a full-time or works in a capacity as a part-time. So the options were part-time or full-time. The third question deals with the job position, whether the ranking that they had at the company. They can be frontline staff or supervisors, or they could be a manager. So they have 3 options: a frontline, a supervisor, or a manager. The next question deals with the work location. So this is a sort of a company with multiple branches. So they have locations in Pickering, Etobicoke, North York, Waterloo, and other regions. So this question were basically asking employees to identify which location they've worked at. The next question deals with the gender, which is whether male or female, followed by the work experience, and this is captured in months, not in years, right? So how many months they've been working in that particular company. And then the next question deals with the weekly salary of the employees, followed by the ratings in terms of their wellness, right? The wellness ratings, which were measured as being it average or below average or above average, basically how well is the employee. The next question deals with number of sales target. In fact, this company have all the employees were sales personnel, so they are basically company salesmen and women, and they measured or they accounted for how many times they have missed a sales target, for a particular product. So that is given as 1, 2, 3, or how many values they have in that regards. So the mistake sales target deals with how many times an employee or a sales personnel has missed their target of meeting that minimum requirement of sales. Now the next question deals with customer satisfaction. So how there's a customer satisfaction survey that measures how pleased and how satisfied the customers are regards to the salesperson's interaction with them. So the satisfaction survey is ranked in a way as follows: not satisfied, satisfied, or very satisfied. So they have 3 different ranking through that. And then the next question deals with shift assignment. So some of these employees were assigned the morning shift, some were in the afternoon shift, others are in the night shift. And then the sales revenue that they brought in terms of monthly sales revenue. So that is what was tabulated in that column. And then how many customers they have, how many customers they actually have under their portfolio. And then finally, their sales performance, which were obtained from the HR files, personal files, as to how good they are in terms of their sales performance. And the performances ranges from low performance to medium performance and to a high performance. So these are basically the responses. These are the tables and data set that you have to work with when it comes to this particular project. So for the first task, you've been asked to identify the data types for each one of these columns of information. So for example, employee ID, you have to define what type of data that is, whether it's a categorical or a numerical data. So when you click on the arrow right at the corner of the cell, it should pop up the options, the pick list that you have to select from. So in this question, to do this, I'll say this is a categorical data, because employee ID is essentially a categorical data and not a numerical data, because the values they look like a number, but in fact they are not a numerical quantity. Right. The second question will be employee status. Whether it's a categorical or numerical, that's a categorical as well. Let's take a look at work experience. The work experience here will be a numerical data. And also an example here would be customer satisfaction. That should be a categorical data. So I'll just work on these 4 examples, and then I'll leave the rest for you to fill in as part of your question 1 project assignment. Now, when it comes to measurement scale, all right, there are multiple options for measurement scale. You have nominal, ordinal, interval, or ratio. So now when something is categorical, data is measured, or is a data type is categorical, then it has 2 options. The 2 options in terms of measurement will be nominal or ordinal. In this case, this is going to be nominal, because the distinction between a nominal and ordinal is that when it comes to ordinal, the categorical values can be ranked. In this case, you can't rank them. They are just unique different numbers. There's no ranking or quantity to it that tells you one value is more than the other. It just tells you a unique different numbers, which are quite called an ID numbers, right? When it comes to categorical, when it comes to employee status, again here we have categorical, and again this is going to be nominal. Again, you just have unique identifiers, values which are categorical, and there's no ranking to it. Then when it comes to customer satisfaction, right here you may have an ordinal scale, because here is a situation where you have a categorical data that you can rank from the least to the highest, in that not satisfied, and very satisfied can be put on a scale which measures the degree to which a customer is satisfied with the services being rendered. And then when it comes to numerical data, in this case we have work experience. There are 2 options for that. When anything which is numerical can take on a measurement scale, be it interval or ratio. In this case, we're going to have it as a ratio scale, and it's a ratio because we can establish ratio in terms of finding how many times one value is more than the other. In that we can say a person is twice or 4 times more experienced than a second person. If that can be established in the form of a ratio, of course, then that data type will be a ratio scale. Most numerical data are ratio. There's most like 95% of all numerical data are ratio. So this is exactly what I would like you to do. I would like you to go through the rest of this and identify the data types and the data measurement. And you have to learn get the concept from the lecture notes. That should really guide your thought and your understanding as to how to classify these data in terms of the types and measurement scale. And that's it for question 1.